Let's go next to, I don't know. How about I can't even see the name. Who's this from New Jersey? Is it Colton or Connor? Connor from New Jersey. Welcome to the program. What is on your mind today? Connor from New Jersey. You've got to accept my invitation in order to be able to talk to me. And there goes Connor. Connor is gone. Let's go to Ellie from Seattle. Ellie from Seattle, welcome back to the program. What's on your mind today?
I'm wondering, I know that, you obviously like to do your research before you opine on things.
Mm-hmm.
There's one area, I love the show and agree with most of the things you have to say.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering how much research you do, as a cis person opining on things like transgender folks, specifically like the trans in sports issue. I'm wondering, have you actually talked to any transgender individuals about this issue before forming your opinion?
Well, I've not talked to any trans or cisgendered individuals in the sense that I'm doing my research by reading the things people write, by looking at studies that have been done, or I don't know. I guess I don't know if you're asking, do I take any special precaution when researching trans issues as opposed to any other issue? I mean, I try to research every issue I talk about. I'm not sure. Let me put it a different way. Is there something specific I said that didn't sound well researched to you?
I think, obviously you're right that, the issue of trans folks in sports is very nuanced,
Okay.
But I think that the right wing, wanting to exclude trans folks from sports is pretty blatantly, rude's not the right word.
Well, it's not
but
really just all trans people that they want to exclude from sports. They're really focused on trans women, right? Like, I don't hear anything about we need to deal with trans men in sports. They seem obsessed with trans women in sports. Is that fair?
But sort of similar to trying to like ban drag shows.
Right.
It's about way more than just trans women in sports or drag shows. It is trying to regulate and dehumanize these people. I guess the biggest question I have for you, I don't think, at least in my recollection, I've been watching for a couple of years now, but I don't think you've had any trans guests on the show. I know you did an interview with, was it Pandora Box, but that didn't even make it onto the regular show.
Yeah, we've had a couple of trans guests on the show. I mean, the thing is, Ellie, this is for this show, trans issues aren't like the biggest thing. So in general, I mean, it's also, I don't think I've had a guest on in the last many years on, a whole bunch of different issues. I guess I'm trying to figure out, is there a criticism here? Is it that I don't sound well researched about a particular thing I said? Or is it that you're not happy with the representation of guests on the show? Or tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can try to correct it.
I think sometimes when you do talk about trans issues, it seems like that there might be some more research that you need to do. Like, for example, I think you were talking about the women's sport or the sports issue at this point, but in fact, trans women do actually experience periods, or at least period-like symptoms. PMSing. You said something about trans women not getting periods, and that's actually not correct.
Well, trans women don't get periods in the sense that a period is the monthly ovulation process, right? Do we agree with that?
Sure.
Okay,
But
so I
they
think
do
maybe what you're
experience
referring to, Ellie, is that
with the hormones. Yeah.
the hormone therapy that some trans women are on can mimic a symptom of periods, which is particularly like the lower pelvic pain. Is that fair to say? Is that what you're getting at?
Yes.
But we agree
Exactly.
It's not a period in the sense of menstruation. Fair?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so it sounds like we're on the same page on that. I guess in the interest of getting to other callers, is there anything else specific that you feel I've said that's wrong about this issue?
Um, Comes to mind. I just wanted to, bring it to your attention and suggest maybe, I know sometimes you talk to experts on things, and this might be an issue you want to speak to, someone who is transgender since you're not.
Okay, that sounds. I mean, in general, it's just not like trans issues aren't the top issue for this show. For
Right.
me, as a progressive, obviously treating everybody kindly, treating everybody fairly, non-discrimination, all of these are values that are important. They're just as important
Mhm.
for trans folks as any other group.
Sure.
But certainly, if it's an issue that we start talking about more, it would be very reasonable to have trans voices represented on the show.
Perfect. Thank you. And just one more comment. Thanks for ditching the mustache.
Oh, I still have it. I still have it, but it'll be gone. It'll be gone soon. All right. Ellie from Seattle, thank you so much for the call. Why don't we go next here to, oh, I don't know. How about Drew from Seattle? Drew, welcome to the program. What's going on?
Hi, David. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
David, I have a couple questions about Biden's student loan forgiveness. The
Okay.
first of, do you think he's going to try to make a push towards anything prior to the election? Or at this point, is he going to say, I've made my attempts, I did what I could, and maybe do something if reelected?
My instinct is that Biden may do one more thing on student loans in like August, September, try to time it in a way that maybe it's beneficial for him. But the truth is, Biden has done more student loan forgiveness, both by measured as by number of dollars and by number of debtors, than any president in the history of the United States. So interestingly, I wasn't super optimistic when it comes to Joe Biden and student loans. He's actually done way more than any other president. I find it very interesting.
And another question about his loan forgiveness plan, the one that ultimately failed, didn't go through the
Yeah.
Supreme Court. So it was, if you were a single person and made less than 125,000, it was fully covered, and if you made more than that, it was not covered at all. I remember being a little bit
No, it
confused
was the
about that. And
difference between it was either the difference between 15, 10 and 20,000 or 10 I don't have it in front of me, but it there were requirements that based on if you had certain jobs or maybe it was certain types of loans, you qualified for a larger amount of forgiveness. I don't have it in front of me, I admit.
okay, I just remember being thinking it was odd that it didn't seem progressive, like the COVID relief payments. How it made it seem like it was, if you made 124, you would get full benefits, and if you made 125 and $1, you wouldn't qualify. And I remember thinking that was odd, and I didn't know if the messaging was quite
In
right
other
from
words,
the
that
from
instead
the
of a
Biden
phase
campaign, because I
out, it
couldn't
was
find
just
more on
like you
that.
just go to zero benefit. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, Drew, but in terms of your
Sure.
question, I think Biden should make sure people know about the amount of student loan forgiveness that he's done, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him make another push over the summer.
Great, thanks. And my only other question about student loans is, I've heard it come up around the Thanksgiving table. This is it's trying to make the middle class pay for the wealthy, and you do a quick Google search, and it's still maybe 50% of people are going to college. So how do we from the left have those conversations around student loan forgiveness with that being the case? Is it more to the middle class? Because I feel like a lot of those conversations will often pivot. People on the left might say, well, what about COVID relief or other loans, or what about this or that? But I mean, how would you have that conversation if someone challenged you to say, this is just middle class, or people that didn't go to college trying to pay for people who did, and that not being fair?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I would do is just go to the facts of what we know. There was an analysis done of Biden's proposal, and it found that as proposed, if you look at who actually has the loans in the amounts that they have them, the percentage of loans that would be forgiven based on the amounts that are in that plan, it still
Hmm.
does go disproportionately to those debtors with lower income rather than higher. And number two, I think we need to be making it clear that we should be making it easier for more people to be able to go to college. Part of this is about the cost of college has to come down. We should also offer incentives for trade schools. There's a whole bunch of different rebuttals to that. They're all very sensible. I think oftentimes the people who say what you're saying, Drew, they don't really want to get any of this information. They just want to keep repeating that talking point.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it does seem like there's opportunities to address college maybe more across the aisle because there seems to be some criticisms from both sides. But thanks for answering my questions, Dave. It's
Drew, thank you. Drew from Seattle. Great to hear from you. Let's take a quick break and then we will go right back and hear from some more people. Have you seen these people search sites? It's a big data privacy problem in the United States. They publish personal profiles on millions of Americans for people to see. It's crazy. They can show your address, your internet activity, license plate can be there, even your political and religious beliefs. People buy and sell this information about you. And sometimes it's even shown online for free without you being aware. Our sponsor, Incogni, is a powerful platform that will simplify this whole process for you. You create an account on Incogni. Within a minute, they go to work getting your data taken down from these data broker databases. They'll keep you updated every step of the way. They'll handle disputes or websites that try to refuse to take your info down. It can cut down on robocalls. It can make you less susceptible to scams. Even identity theft is a risk that they can help mitigate. Folks, you do not want this type of personal information floating around out there. Let Incogni take care of it for you. The first 100 people to use the promo code PACMAN get 60% off when you go to incogni.com/Pacman. The link is down below.